series. I'm really excited to be hosting today, and my name is Helen Rankin. I am the Chief Swag Officer at SwagUp, and really excited to be having our co-host with us, Gefen Skolnick. She is the CEO and founder of Couplet Coffee. If you haven't tried Couplet Coffee, it is absolutely delicious. And we're really excited to have her here to talk all things Pride, to kick off Pride Month, and really just excited to have you. Welcome, Kenneth.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us today. And let's talk a little bit about Couplet Coffee. So I personally have been a huge fan of yours. I've been following you on Twitter. So if anyone's not following her, the chief gay officer herself, she is amazing on Twitter and has been sharing a lot of her journey about Couplet Coffee on Twitter. So tell us a little bit about your journey of starting it, and what made you want to start a coffee company.
Yeah, I guess I'll give sort of a condensed version. So I started off my journey, going to community college. Then I went to UCLA, and I was just really focused on my tech career at the time. The whole time, I was literally just working at different startups. I worked at about 12 different startups, including Hulu and Tesla, during my time in college. And I also ended up doing a little bit of a couple pivots from software engineering to product management to venture capital. And I'm still in venture capital on the side. But I don't know. I felt like I finally had a moment to breathe and figure out what I really wanted and understand that I wasn't as excited and happy about where my career was going. Even though I had gotten literally the best offer you could get, as a new grad at Tesla, I realized that I just wasn't as passionate about the path that I was going down right when the pandemic hit. Um, like that was the first time that I had probably like a couple hours to just really sit with myself and think and reflect in years. So it was pretty jarring. And at the same time, me and my friends worked on some viral projects and we were tweeting about it on Twitter. And I started gaining a following from the business, VC people, people in consumer goods, like all sorts of different people that I hadn't known before. And I always knew that I would be a founder, but I thought that I would be a tech founder.
Wow.
So I,
Quite
that
the
was,
pivot.
yeah, it was a hard pivot away. And I still like dabble in tech here and there. It's just, it's what I've been doing for years. So I give people advice and help them out with some things on the side. But my full-time baby is Couplet Coffee now, and been at it for about 2 years, 2.5 years. And yeah, the reason why I started was because it was literally just my side hustle. It was a side. It wasn't even a hustle. It was just something I was tinkering with in college in 2020, and it was just something I was tweeting about very publicly, talking about the process of building because I just needed something to excite me again. And I caught, the attention of some people who wanted to invest. Our first investor was Jen Rubio from, she's the co-founder of Away. And then after that, a lot of people came inbound from that because she helped me out. And yeah, the rest is history. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. And also, not that you need any kudos from me at all, but starting a business in the middle of a pandemic when supply chain issues were at its peak and there were so many coffee bean shortages. I know Starbucks had issues with their ingredients and stuff. So the fact that you decided to launch this at such a prime time in terms
Yeah.
of supply chain issues, that's just wild.
It is literally wild. I have no idea why I did it. I was just like, what am I doing? This is all crazy. I mean, it took a solid year and a half to figure out what was going on in consumer goods and who should my mentors be and what should happen. And we only launched it, a year ago. So it took me a second to get my footing and understand truly the implications of supply chain and all the things. And yeah, it was a really wild time to do that. You're right.
Yeah. We'll have to do another segment with you kind of deep diving into that and what that experience was like. But I absolutely love the branding that you have, that you're iridescent packaging and stuff. It really sets itself apart. Which is why we wanted to have you join us today to talk about brand. And also, I know Couplet Coffee is really influential in the queer community, and you share some advice in with other businesses around what to do, what not to do. So, I think it's very common within Pride Month for companies to have the rainbow flag and kind of change their logo up a little bit during Pride Month. But what are some things that companies shouldn't be doing, right? Like there's probably a lot of things that brands completely go wrong in, that we should share with our audience today.
Yeah, so, this has been an interesting conversation to have very recently because I
Yeah.
honestly think that a year ago I would have a little bit of a different response just due to politically what's happening in Florida and yeah, just with Target. I'll let you guys look into that yourselves. But we've just had so much, so many painful things have been happening for the queer community, like slightly unexpected, not super unexpected, but
Right.
I just feel like there's not an entirely completely wrong way to support us at this time. I mean, it's even showing support apparently in this day and age is a start. But I on the side, have advised for a couple of years now. Some brands consulted on, how to make queer people feel more safe in the workplace. On a consumer level, how do you let people know that you're, like an ally to the community? This is a safe space to work, and all of the things that you sort of like want to do to support the queer community. I think with Pride Month in particular, it is just 1 month out of the year. And I think the main point that I want to get across in this conversation is listen, if you're going to put, a rainbow logo, do that. Please do. At this point, I used to say maybe don't, but in this day and age, I think maybe do because truly, like any sort of show of support is helpful. But I really think that just doing that is not helpful enough. I think, working with different communities locally to your company, to your HQ, to whoever you are, like working locally with, there's queer people everywhere, even if it might not seem like it. Statistically speaking, they're there, and a lot of people are closeted in certain areas. A lot of people are struggling. There's a lot of homeless queer youth. Like, there's just so many different ways to support the queer community, and I think the best way really is like, one, show your support, with maybe some education in your marketing, potentially having like diverse queer folks in your marketing imagery in terms of, not just as like a token, but, hiring more queer people and showing that. And not just, cisgender white gay men, but like there's just so many different types of people in the queer community that you could work with, that you could showcase, that you can make them feel welcome in the workplace. And that is a beast in and of itself. But we're just given the very condensed version here. But yeah, the main thing that people get wrong is only supporting the queer community during Pride Month is really the what I'm trying to say. Definitely extend that for the whole year. So yeah.
No, and I think you also bring up another valid point around doing a kind of a pulse check internally. I think a lot of companies are really big on, it's kind of like a marketing gimmick. Not to say that it
Yeah.
is, but for some marketers, it's like, oh, it's Pride Month. Let's just like bombard everyone with Pride stuff. And like,
Yeah.
I think June 1st, my inbox was just flooded with
Yeah.
Pride ads. And I never had anything prior to that. But a lot of times, the marketing team might be very excited about that, but internally, not realizing that they haven't tapped into the resources internally of, well, how do the people within the company feel? And, is the company actually doing the most possible to make, anyone um, that is within their company safe and feel comfortable and feel that they're heard and that they're equal. So I think there is something to be said about, kind of doing a internal pulse check of, are there things that you can do more internally? At least take care of your own people. If you're going to promote it, at
Yeah.
least, year round, take care of the people that you have within the company.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So I guess, what are some other ways that brands and companies can support the queer community? So we know the things not to do. Are there additional things that you would suggest for businesses to really tap into?
Yeah, I think a pretty low hanging fruit one, and it all totally depends on the type of company that you run. But you know, working with a local organization that supports the queer community in whatever way, right? We work with a lot of them, but namely recently we work with the Ochre Project. We're donating about 100 of our bags sold in world market because we just launched there nationwide. So the first 100 bags sold, the sales from those bags we're going to donate to the Ochre Project.
Incredible.
That's Yeah, that's like one thing. That's like a small
Yeah.
thing, right? We're trying to do what we can as a really small brand, right? We just launched a year ago, so doing what we can, and we've the Trevor Project is something that is a we want to work with them a lot more. We're just trying to figure out right now, as we just launched, like what's something that we can do ongoing year round. Like every time we have something going on, like whether it's an event, whether it's and we do a lot of different queer community events and a lot of different things in general in person. Obviously we sell different things at different times, so we're trying to figure out like when can we have a percentage of sales go to insert organization here, right? And on the ground, like we collaborate really heavily with the LA LGBT Center in a million different ways. So it's just sort of we try to do a healthy mix of national organization, an international organization, and something super local. And I think that's something to try to consider as well. And I just would really challenge companies, whoever is listening to this, even just on a personal level, even just educating yourself on like what the queer community is going through right now. It's not a very friendly environment for us at the moment. It's a lot of loud, angry people feeling very empowered to make our lives harder. So even just starting there, even having that education internally at your company and providing support for queer folks in the company, just like having some more empathy internally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good start. But yeah, again, it's like try to do something locally. Maybe as a bonding activity, with your I feel like we did this at one of the companies I worked at a while ago, years ago, but like do some sort of volunteering. Like I volunteered at the LGBT Center years ago, just talking about how to get into tech, right? And a lot of those kids have never heard that is a thing that they can do. Like they just really
Wow.
assume that certain people in certain positions get those jobs, make a six-figure salary after graduating. A lot of those kids that I worked with also were on the brink of homelessness or homeless. So they had truly, I mean, there's like I wanted to give some inspiration and be realistic about like when and how, given the certain situation that they have, being sensitive to it. It's just really, and then again, that can be done with companies, right? Here's what I do. Here's how maybe potentially I can help you get there. You know what I mean?
No, that's
So
incredible,
yeah,
and I think having that exposure is so important for the youth to know that there are opportunities and there are people like them that are working for really great companies, and the opportunities are there.
yeah,
And it's not just all like doom and gloom. I think that also can impact. I think they call it like the broken glass or the broken window theory, where if like you always see something is broken, you just assume that's the way it's going to be, and there's no other option.
yeah.
So I think having that opportunity, and a lot of companies, and I know companies that we work with definitely have the opportunity to extend their employees, and especially if you're remote, I think that's a great tip to challenge your employees that are remote. Like, hey, let's do a challenge this month, and let's see how many people we can get to support their local communities in different ways. And it's a really nice way to have people kind of share their experiences across the country of what they did.
Yeah, I agree. And it's really just doing that outside of just Pride Month.
Oh
Ever
yeah, yeah.
anything any of us have mentioned, just do it in July too. Do it in September. That's the challenge. Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, there's ways to do that, and kind of make that part of your company's ethos, and really what they stand for. And so thanks for giving us these tips, and let's see how we can incorporate and support our queer communities. These are the charities and organizations that Gefen had suggested. So of course we're going to be sharing this deck with everyone on this call today. So if you want to have your company also support any of these, feel free to join in and support these really awesome organizations. So let's go into the swag portion of it, because I'm sure a lot of you on this call are also like, how do I tie this into the swag part of it, right? So something that we've done here at SwagUp is we'll tie in a lot of our Pride swag. We'll actually incorporate it into other experiences aside from just doing something in Pride Month. We usually kick off like a new design in Pride Month that we have our internal team. We do have an internal like queer team that they set it up themselves. It wasn't something that was set by HR. It was something that our own employees kind of set up, a little group channel in Slack. And every year we have them decorate or design, kind of lead the way in designing our swag, which is a really fun way to incorporate it. Obviously, we can have Couplet coffee in there as a swag idea for the summer. And something that we're actually doing this year is incorporating our Pride swag and summer swag together. So instead of just doing one launch of Pride swag for the month, it's going to be our summer swag. And we always include whatever we design in this in our onboarding packs. So for any new hires that are coming in, if they missed out on June, that's fine. You're still going to get some of that Pride swag, and it's a really nice way to incorporate it. And Gefen, how can we find your Couplet coffee aside from coming to SwagUp? if you're just a consumer that loves coffee, how can they buy it?
Yeah, so we're actually launching on Amazon this Friday. So I would appreciate anyone who wants to buy. I usually would direct people directly to our site. We're a direct-to-consumer brand as well, but Amazon, we need reviews. So anyone who wants to support, that's the best way to do it. You can also find us in every world market in the US. You can find us at Foxtrot Market in Texas, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and, we're expanding pretty rapidly. So definitely keep an eye on our next locations. But yeah, we're on about 350 shelves across the U.S. today. So yeah.
That's incredible. I absolutely love that. And congrats on getting on Amazon. That's going to be huge for you guys, I know.
I agree. I'm very excited about Amazon, actually. Yeah.
And we have another example also on the Pride swag front. So, obviously doing something for June is very traditional, and it's a fun way to kick it off. You could do some other things aside from just providing swag for your team, but also getting your own clients involved in it, maybe doing a fundraiser, selling some of the swag to raise some proceeds for a charity that we mentioned earlier. If you want to really kind of raise some money for them. There are just so many ways that we can help the queer community. And swag obviously is one way of doing it and really showing support. And it really goes so far for your employees and even for clients. We've had a lot of clients that work with us that, because they see our diversity within our organization or they see our support of it, they actually message us saying like we're so happy to be working with a company like this. So it goes a long way from both an internal and an external way. But this is obviously some fun June Pride swag that you can also incorporate. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the first session of our swag and demo series. Thank you, Gefen, so much for joining us today and sharing your knowledge about Pride and what brands should be doing this month and just ongoing and keeping that support ongoing. Thank you so much for joining us. And how can people find you? How can people find you, find Couplet Coffee, and get in touch with you?
Yeah, so one of the main ways, definitely, as you can see on that slide, my Twitter handle is @ChiefGayOfficer. If you want to just email me directly, you can just email me. It's just Gefen, Gefen @coupletcoffee.com. But yeah, definitely, if anyone wants to chat, talk about, ways that they could use some consulting help or advice in sort of making the queer folks at their company feel a little bit safer, make it more known that you support the queer community year round, etc. Definitely reach out. So yeah, appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And if you're not following her on Twitter, you have to follow her on Twitter. She's hilarious and really entertaining and just an amazing human, and really happy to have her brand at SwagUp. So if you want to incorporate it on any of your new onboarding or client gifting, throw it in there. It's beautiful packaging, and it obviously a lot of it goes to a good cause as well. So thank you again, Gefen, for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so now we go into with Amanda, who will be showing us our platform and showing us kind of some behind the scenes. And there's a lot of fun and exciting launches that Amanda is going to give you all of the tips and background knowledge on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Excited to get into it. Just a quick overview first of the SwagUp platform. It is something that comes completely free of charge. It is included with getting your order started with us. You can add as many people as you'd like to this platform. So if you're collaborating within a group, if you want to work on something and also want your supervisor to be able to go in, or someone that works under you, however you'd like to structure it, we can add as many users as you'd like, and there's no cost to doing that as well. So let's get into it. When you first log into your SwagUp platform, this is your dashboard. So this is just a quick overview of kind of all of the different features of the platform itself. So if you're going in here and you're starting a new order, you'll see 3 different options to do so. So you can either create a custom swag pack, do individual items. So that's kind of like bulk items. If you're just ordering a bunch of, say, like t-shirts or water bottles, like a lot of conference swag is bulk items. Or if you're not sure where to start, you can always get started here, and that will bring you to one of our account executives who know everything there is to know about the swag platform. So if we just go to build your own pack, this is our swag catalog. So it's got everything from packaging and different like insert card options. And then you can jump different categories if you want, or just scroll through. So we've got all kinds of water bottles and mugs. And then we go down to, say, different apparel options and accessories. There's so much to choose from. And outside of this extensive catalog that I'm showing right now, we can usually source just about anything. So it's always, we encourage you to, if you're looking for something specific, to let one of our account executives know, and we can work on sourcing that for you. If you click into any option, it will show you all the different colors that it comes in, and you can see the different pricing options for the quantity of the items. You can always change that, or the numbers of colors in your logo, and then add it to a pack, and it will all populate right here. So it's pretty transparent. You kind of know what you're getting yourself into when you start building this out right from the start. So that's really nice as well. You have your orders tab, which will show you all the orders that you have currently in the works. So if we go back to our products tab, this is all the products that you have working right now. So for instance, this t-shirt, you can view your mock-ups. You can also go into the view mock-ups, and this is where, if you'd like, you can change the color of the t-shirt, and then also add any decoration notes that you'd like. So say you want to upload a different logo, you can do that here as well. You can say you'd like it on, say, the left chest instead. Or if you don't want to do that, you can have some additional notes like, hey, we'd like the logo, in a different placement. And this goes directly to our design team, who then will update this, and then you'll get a notification that your design's been updated, and then you can go ahead and approve the design if it's approved. When you go back into your products tab, you can see everything either by packs or products. It's really simple to click around and be able to find all the projects that you're working on. Your orders tab will be all of your past orders and orders in the works. And then if you go into your inventory tab, this is where all of your actual inventory lives. So for instance, this t-shirt, we can see right here that there's only one 2XL available. So we can actually reorder it right from this tab if you know that you need more t-shirts coming up, or you can actually send this 2XL right from this tab as well. This is also a great option if you have any third-party items, something that we didn't create, but you haven't worked with us in the past, and say you have some extra inventory left over from some event that you did or your past vendor, you can send that all to us, and then we'll sync it with this area of the platform so that your inventory for those can be housed with us and then also be visible on here as well. And then also say we were sending all of these journals to a conference and then you had 50 journals left over. Instead of taking all of that home with you or, you know, shoving it in your luggage, you can actually send it back to our warehouse. We'll collect that and then resync your inventory so that it will show that you have 50 left, and we will keep this in the warehouse for you. So there's a lot of great use for warehousing and seeing that inventory here, as well as just knowing what you have left in stock and knowing what you need to reorder. And it's all in real time. So as shipments get sent out, it takes away from this inventory and it's always up to date for you. The shipment tabs is just showing all the shipments that were created and sent out. If you click into the individual tracking numbers, you can see all of that extensive information. And then there's contact lists as well. Getting into our super exciting newer features of our platform, we can start with redeem pages. We launched this a few months ago, and redeem pages we've always done, but now we can do it right here in the platform, which is exciting. So it kind of keeps everything all together in one place. There's a couple different redeem pages that you can create, either a collection or an auto ship redeem. Collection is really good for getting all of your sizing up front. This way, if you want to eliminate waste or just having a surplus of sizes that you have no use for, it's really nice to be able to collect those sizes ahead of time and just order what you need. It's also good for HR purposes. If somebody doesn't want to share their sizing with you personally, they're able to just log into this, input their sizing and their address information, and nobody has to know about it. It's all in this platform, and it's not like a personal conversation, which is nice. Then our auto ship feature is really nice because it auto ships to the people that are redeeming the swag. So for instance, if you have like new hires that are coming in and they're inputting all of their information, it will then send a new hire pack right out to them immediately. So there's no legwork on your end. It's all done by them. They have their information put in there. It updates their information if it's a new redemption that is with a existing contact. So if somebody's moved, this will always stay up to date for you. You don't have to go around making sure that people's address didn't change. So we can click into an existing redeem page just to show you how it usually works. So if we edit the page here, we have made this our Pride Month swag. You put in your company name, and this is where you can put your logo. So we can continue. You can have a light theme, a dark theme. This is a custom theme, so meaning you can pick from various fonts and background colors, font colors, accent colors, this button right here. And then any kind of messaging that you want. So because this was a Pride Month theme, we did Happy Pride. And then the subtext, like pride is for everyone, showing your support. And then this button can say anything you'd like as well. So this says get swag. And then right here, you can choose to either upload another type of logo. Here we did the Pride Month graphic that we made. You can also do like a photo of the pack if you'd like. It's completely up to you and customizable. So then if you'd like to do product selection, this is really nice for making sure that you send your clients or employees things that they're actually going to use and want. So say you have water bottles and t-shirts and bags, but everyone should get one thing. So they can choose here which item they'd like if that's something that you'd like to do. If you know everybody is going to get the same thing, then you can just do contact collection only. And then if you were doing a t-shirt, you can do ask apparel size. If you're not doing any apparel, if it's just like a water bottle and a hat or something like that, you can just click this option off. If you want to ask recipients for their company name, you can toggle that on as well. Continuing on, this is just your confirmation page letting you know that everything's all set and that swag will be on your way, and just a little collection of all your information right here. So another great thing about our redeem pages is that if you'd like to share this redemption link, you can either just share it with anybody. You send this one SwagUp redeem link, and whoever has this link can fill out the redemption, and that's that. If you would like it to be a little more restricted, say this is only for a specific group of people, like you have 10, you're sending it to these 10 people, that's all you'd like to do, or you just want to make sure that everybody in the company can only redeem once, so you don't have people trying to get multiple swag packs or like one for their friend or something like that, you would just click on unique URL, and then you would be able to generate the amount of unique URLs that you'd like, and then you save. These will all come up here, so you can send that unique URL to the specific people, and these can only be redeemed one time. So that will make sure that you are having control of who's redeeming, how many they're redeeming, and you can control your inventory a lot more closely this way as well. Our newest addition to the platform, which we're super excited about, is our integrations tab. So we work directly with Zapier and have all of these integrations to over 5,000 apps that you already use, which is amazing because you don't have to set up anything new. It's right in your SwagUp platform, integrates seamlessly with Slack, Salesforce. These are just some that I've actually used already, which is really nice, like getting Slack DMs or channel messages for low stock, or your credit balance is low, or that a shipment has been sent out. It integrates with HubSpot and Marketo, all different ways that you can send swag automatically for, say, new leads being added into HubSpot or Salesforce. It's a great way to completely take out the manual work and just be able to have these things happen automatically. So it's something that we've been working on and have a lot of SwagUp templates for. So if you're not familiar with setting up Zaps, we actually have ones that are already made for you. For instance, if you wanted to use this Slack DMs for a new SwagUp item that's low in stock, you can take that template and just put in your SwagUp and Slack information, and it will already be set up for you. So we try to make this as seamless and easy for you to use as possible. And that is the beauty of this automation and integrations tab. You can actually find out a lot more information on it. We've been posting a bunch on our blogs about it and sending emails. So if you subscribe to those and check out our blogs, you can read even more about it. But that is the dashboard at a glance. It's super exciting. So if you like to get started, we will send out this at the end. You'll be able to click on a link to get started if you'd like. And that's it. Thank you guys for coming. It has been wonderful. And we hope that you join us on our next one. Bye, everyone.